So they're having a big centennial in Thailand. What are we going to do to celebrate our teacher's 100 years? And the answer is, we're still talking about it. We are open to ideas, because why? DRBA is 26 major monasteries and many small centers. Worldwide, we're a global organization right now. And nobody speaks for DRBA. And although CTTB is got the largest concentration of people, to say that everything revolves around CTTB is just not accurate. That's just not the case. If you go to Calgary, Calgary doesn't circle around CTTB. Calgary circulates around Avatamsaka Monastery, Calgary. If you're in Avatamsaka Vihara in Maryland, they know that CTTB is across the country, and while Shifu spent a lot of time at CTTB, Shifu was global. And if you want to say, you know, here is DRBA Malaysia, my goodness, you know, what do we have? We have Tangbian, we have Ziyendong, we have Fayuan Si, we have Galumpang, we have Kampar, we have Rao, we have Seremban, you know, and my goodness, is the center of all those places CTTB? Okay, sort of, we're connected, yeah. Then there's LA, then there's San Jose, then there's Sacramento, then there's Berkeley, then there's Seattle, then there's Vancouver, that you know, and you go, my goodness, that's a lot of places. To say we are going to celebrate the centennial in one place, that's not the way to do it. We can't all go back to CTTB. If we all did, CTTB would sink. Too many bodies, not enough toilet paper. The pipes are not big enough to hold all the waste, you know. Kitchen's not, you know, so, not realistic. So what do? We don't celebrate? No, of course not. This is your teacher's 100 years. What did he do? So we think, our teacher, we're looking back now, he spent 30 years from 1962 to 1995 in America. And then 10 years in Hong Kong. And then all those years in China. And we're looking back, and I don't know about China years, I don't know about the Hong Kong years, but I do know a portion of the American years, because I took refuge in 1973, 11 years after he came to America. So I've been a disciple since 1973 and a monk since 1974, 42 years. And 18 years by Master Hua's side, beneath the Dharma seat. And we're dividing what we saw happen into four. One is setting up the monasteries and creating monks and lay people, showing us how to cultivate as Buddhist lay people, as Buddhist monks and nuns. How do I be a Buddhist in the 21st century? Master Hua did that. He showed us. This is what his vision of the Buddha's, we say, Zhengfa, continuing, looks like. Right? This is how you should behave as a layperson. This is what is possible for a layperson. Buddhahood, if you cultivate. So that's, we call that Jianbi Sangha. And Kalumpang is one of those places. Buddhahood Farm, Oregon, is one of those places. What else did he do? He wanted the Buddha's voice to be heard. So he explained sutras. Every night, every night, every night, every night. So we say Fanyi Jingdian. But he only spoke Mandarin, and he left it to the next generation to translate. So we translate sutras, but it's not limited to that. It means that you xian shen shuo fa, you embody the Dharma, you interact with the world, you embody the Buddha everywhere we go. You do as a Buddhist. You may be the only person in your office who's holding the 5 precepts. So what does that mean? Oh, if it's time to celebrate Guonian, and they bring out the baijiu, you know, you kind of go, and they go, what's the matter? You know, oh, you're Buddhist. Qiu Xing, huh? And you go, yeah, that's right, I do. And then who drives everybody home? You do. You're the designated driver, right? And because why? They rely on you. Because you didn't drink the baijiu. And oh, suddenly, who's the adult? So it's like that. That's called 现成说法. That's 大逆经典, only 真经, true sutra. You're explaining the sutras in person. Okay, so we understand. The third one, we look back over 30 years, what did Shifu teach us? The third one is really interesting. It's, we call it 推行教育, Chinese, and that's advocating education. And a lot of people hear that and they kind of go, that lets me out. I'm not included. Why? I wasn't a success in school. Jin Chuanshi and I just had an experience. We were just in Taichung, in a place called Lugu, Dragon Valley. This is where Dongbing Wulong grows. Dongbing tea. This is the Dongbing Shan Valley. And we had an architect and a civil servant talking about their experience growing up in Taiwan with the Liankao. Did Malaysia have a Liankao? Same kind of thing? Oh my goodness. Yeah. And Tianyashira, for sure. You know what's interesting about the Liankao? It's guaranteed that there will be a lot of losers. The Liankao is set up for losers. Right? How many number ones are there? One. How many everybody else's are there? Everybody else. Right? It's a loser setup. There's the Zhuangyuan, and there's the what's the number two, and then there's the Xiucai. Right? And everybody else is like, and the family goes, it's okay. And you know it's not okay, because everybody wants to succeed. So I think we have a fixed idea that when we hear Shifu say, we're going to teach the Dharma through education, everybody goes, failure. That lets me out. I'm going to say, that's not it. That's not it. That's not what I saw Master Hua do. What did he do? He said, 活到老,学到老. You heard the story I just told about Shifu learning about the Tao? That's 推行教育. Education does not mean memorizing to spit back so you become Zhuangye. And you 做观. That's not how of course you can do that, but that's not what life is about. Life is about learning the Tao so you can 修道, so you can 正道. Right? You and the Tao become one. Then you have wisdom, then you're a sage, then you are 自在, and everything works out for you and people who you can help along the way. That's education. So if Shifu knew there was somebody speaking the Tao, Shifu would be sitting here, like that. Tell me, I don't think you're genuine. Okay, that's all right. I knew that already, But he would go check it out. He did that. When I said he would lecture on sutras every night, and then his one night off, what did he do? He sat right there listening to us. And we're like, 佛说, 有一切唯心道, because what? Shifu's like, okay, show me your stuff, Oh my God. It was scary, but so good. He carried that with him. He studied his whole life. That's education, right? It's not 读书会连, 当着状元. No, not that. So, that's education. Dharma Realm Buddhist University is exciting. That's where the energy is. Dharma Realm Buddhist University is this room right this minute. This is the energy of DRBU in the room this week. That's DRBU. It's really that way. People sitting around going, what do you think about that? Oh, that's really interesting, but did you think about this? Oh. It's what goes on in your mind and your heart when somebody goes, did you think of this? This door opens up. Right? The people who you met from DRBU this week, do you feel that they're like really scary and tight and pinched in and kind of frightening? Not at all. They're like, yeah, I like the Dharma. right? That's the RBU. Please take a good look at Tuixin Jiaoyu. That's the third legacy. The fourth legacy is what? Is Zongjiao Jiaoyu. And we say interfaith, but interfaith does not mean I'm going to go talk to the Catholics because it's Thanksgiving prayer breakfast. I mean, it means that too. But it also means that everything we do is using what I know, the wisdom that I've learned, to encounter the 21st century. That's Zongjiao Jiaoyu. What is our number one Zongjiao right now worldwide? Technology. Smartphones, algorithms, AI. Very scary. That is the number one religion. We believe in that without reservation. And you may say, oh no I don't, but you will update your phone within 12 months. Who is willing to use 5.0 iPhone when they're already up to X? Right? What's the name of our friend here? You don't even have any phone. Good for you. You are not a believer in technology. Wow. Okay, so we believe in technology. Technology is going to lead us over a cliff. Very happily. Right? So, as somebody, what's to be scared of? We will forget about the Tao. It's not that the Tao goes anywhere, we will stop looking. How do you get to the Tao? You get to the Tao through relationships. Through xiao, ti, zhong, xin, li, yi, lian, shi. Traditional virtues of the heart. When they're open, you remove the obstacles to the Tao. It's not that you get anything, you discover it's here. That's the Tao. When our relationships are on this device, on WhatsApp, on Weixin, on Line, if you're from Taiwan, they don't call it Line, they call it Lie. 我会lie你了. I'm gonna lie to you, right? It's like, then we lose the Tao. Right? And it's gonna be hard. So the Buddhists, in a very real way, will be preserving civilization. Preserving the Tao if we keep it going. That's Zongjiao Jiaoyu. We have to keep our eyes on the prize or it will go away. So anyway, those are the four legacies. And so I wanted to say that because I think it's very important to think about how we're going to recognize our teacher. And we've had a bunch of suggestions. Somebody said, oh, 我们就打水路吧. We'll do a 水路空法会. And my thought was, oh, let's see, can we do it ourselves? Well, no. Well, we'll get some monks from China. Oh, we'll pay monks to sing, and that honors our Shifu. I don't get the connection. Oh, but there's Da Gongde, you know. Wei Zhongsheng. Okay. I think the Shui Lu Kong people like Shui Lu Kong. Okay, maybe next year. But what about our teacher? Let's talk about Shifu. And it doesn't have to be high tech. We can write a letter to our teacher saying, Dear Shifu, on the anniversary of your birth, I wanted to say how much I appreciate what I got from you. As simple as that. We can make a book just like that, you know. And we can include essays about how our teacher, his importance in history and things like that. But it should be open to everybody. You don't have to go to CTTB to celebrate. You can do it right from your own computer chair and cultivate the Dharma. So anyway, we'll hear more about that tonight. So that's what I wanted to say, and how much I appreciated all of the care that people have provided me. Guan, how many trips did you make to the resort? Didn't count. Yeah, over that road, you know, because of my cough and Jason and I were there recovering, so we're back in the saddle. So, okay, now we're going to ask Ms. Liang to, Ms. Liang, do you want to